premise now is as far as some general muscular loosening, but try to be complete in your sense of work. And you know, y'all are body workers, so that's the beauty part of it. You know, we don't, you know, you all bring into the class your certain sense of style and expertise. So apply that when you're doing these general movements, and then we'll, you know, gradually get more specific onto the points and some other techniques. But it's just good for us to start to connect and work. I do a lot of holding work because of the sense of fascia. Yes? It will allow it to open up a little bit, so it changes the viscosity a little bit.
Okay, so you're just putting the hand on the occiput and pressing on the shoulder. Okay.
And that, so in dealing a little bit with the levator, and then working upper trap and subscapularis. Remember, supraspinatus, basically that's what I meant to say. It's like a little tubular muscle that lies in the fossa of the scapula above, so directing it here. And this cross fiber work is pretty amazing because, you know, it has a strong pull on the head of the humerus. Believe me, it does, on the attachment of it. So, you know, try to create some space so that it's like, so the scapula can breathe a little bit more. If you can breathe it well in a girdle. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's a kind of GB21.
One of the points that we're going to be dealing with is gallbladder 21. Absolutely, it's called shoulder well, which helps with that. So, like, the combination of work, we're going to be doing some myofascial work and then doing some specific points.
Isn't that the gallbladder?
Yes, GB gallbladder. Did you say that, Pinky? You're representing the gallbladder right now?
That's one I remember because I had my gallbladder removed. So.
I remember. Okay, so general work, and I like to see some addressing of the, and in receiving body work occasionally, it's amazing to me, like, how neglected for some reason the infraspinatus is. I don't know why, but for the work I've been receiving, so, you know, you think about the infraspinatus, how important it is, of course, so since it was listed on the board, it must have some importance and relevance to us this morning, but you have to appreciate its different fiber runs, right? That you have fibers that are directly parallel and distal to the spine of the scapula, but also you have more of a 45-degree angle coming up and attaching. So you want to address both directions of the fiber.
You're getting it separated from the neck and your ear holes.
And for accomplishing some sense of release on here, because of the way it attaches to the skeleton, you want to address not only the body of the muscle and considering both of its angles, but also the lateral border. So in palpating, just to be clear, let your thumb come into the lateral border of the scapula and come immediately above it, and then you'll come right into the lateral border of the infraspinatus. And that's where you'll find a lot of tension generally. How's that doing, kiddo?
Pretty tender right there.
Always. You know, I mean, for anybody who's flailing their arms around trying to express themselves or be understood, you know, there's going to be all sorts of pain here. And again, these simple angles, you know, the angled muscular attachment creates bigger movement. When you think about how muscles are, you know, so addressing those will help open up that the whole motion of the shoulder girdle. Okay, and then also too, you can get to teres from this position too. But remember, you know, anytime you can get a hold of both muscle on either side, it's more dynamic. So the benefit of working from the side and addressing, you can get the side of the teres, both front and back, or up and down, or north and south, however you want to look at it. But that's a very dynamic way of doing it, and it ensures that you're going to create some looseness here. Again, angle attachment of teres major and minor onto the bone up here, it just really helps the shoulder girdle go, the humerus articulate more clearly in its socket. So you want to really, how's that pressure feel?
Oh, it feels great, but it hurts.
That's why we have you face down.
Okay,
And we're too sensitive to see our pain.
right. I just wanna make sure where it was. Oh, cool.
Oh, it looks yummy.
Okay.
Basically, you use them one hand to move.
And
the
one
body
hand to
and
hold.
Addressing
pressure.
trapezius and rhomboid attachment.
Okay, so you could put the hand and move your shoulder around like that. So it
Oh,
sort of like
okay.
comes up and
Uh,
over the gun.
Point of
maybe that was
serratus
my elbow.
attaching off
Okay.
the distal angle of the ribs, off the ribs on the distal angle
Hey,
of
well,
scapula.
I work on like
And
that.
again, you know, we're talking about natural and natural rhythms. You know, look at the lower contour of my hand. It's the same shape basically as the distal angle of the scapula. So you can see how it fits right in there, and it invites you to sort of come and work the attachment of serratus.
Is the underhand just providing support, or?
Yeah, not only support, but some mobilization. You know, that reminds me, and this is directly from Bob King. When I was working with him once, and he said, you know, I said, what, Bob? He said, think about the shoulder girdle, and when we're working, particularly when it's in a prone position. Now, you should take the time to support the shoulder girdle from underneath. Because on the table, we are sort of encouraging this displacement. So if you can put something, if you have something underneath there to bring it up like this, and look at immediately what it does too, it relaxes this whole scenario so that it can take the work. So if you do have that, you know, socks or stacks of dollars or I don't know, bananas. We have lots of bananas. We can use bananas underneath there. But remember that, okay? To try to think about doing that when we're working. So one of the things I was going to show was also, too, and then I'll let you work a little bit, is opening up the scapula from this position where you're supporting from the back and encouraging more of a representation of the vertebral border of the scapula so that you can create some space this way. Okay? So what I'm really wanting you to do is look at the whole dynamic of how the shoulder girdle works and to deal with that musculature. Okay? So working, you know, trapezius, the latissimus, infraspinatus, supraspinatus, the deltoids, the teres brothers, you know, serratus. What?
Terry's brother.
Okay.
How do you know they're not fraternal twins?
They're what, fraternal twins?
So how do you know they're not fraternal twins?
I don't know. But supposedly their parents thought one was better than the other, and they made major and minor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
One came first.
Pardon me?
One had to be one first.
Yeah, they can't. Absolutely. Okay, so let's just to start us in motion and engage other parts of our brain and body. Set up and then